in the bottom right-hand side here of Death Aura, representing Team Liquid and the Dark Horse. He is the Zerg player from Germany, living in Canada, Dr. Dario TLO. And his opponent in the top left, representing Root, he is the Canadian Protoss player in the blue. It's DisK. Mr. Alex. Never had any real conversations with DisK. Not sure how he plays even. This is going to be a lot of mysteries for me. Obviously, we all know how Dario plays. He's a very creative player. Does look like he's going to be opening up pretty standard, though. We're going to see a hatch first here from the German. We are seeing a gateway down on the low ground here for DisK, who's going to be playing, as we would expect, no Forge, no proxies, just gate gas. Most likely into an expansion before Cybernetics core, unless he wants to be very, very aggressive in this game. Let me know how sound is and stuff, guys. There is a D stream as well. The D stream is just ESL, and that is M-canning and tempo. So, gas pool here for TLO. It is, of course, going to be scouted, but there was no block coming in from DisK. TLO just opening exactly how he would have liked to. The next sort of curiosity in this game is, what is DisK going to do? It does look like he's going for an expansion before Cybernetics core here. Playing very, very economically happy. He'll be enjoying that he's been able to get everything he wants out of this one. And of course, we will see that's Cybernetics core to complete the wall here on Death Aura. One unit, one chunky unit does complete this wall. TLO does look like he's going to be going for a third after his spawning pool finishes. So he will go for 2 queens, probably 4 lings, and then a third base. Some Zerg players do like to go a little bit greedier on the third, but I think TLO is probably more the aggressor than the greedy type. So I very much imagine we'll see 2 queens and only 2 lings here, as he does probably squeeze out 1 more drone or a slightly earlier third hatchery at about the 2-minute 30 mark. Some go a little bit later. Yeah, okay, there are the drones coming in. Zergling Speed going to start off here for Dario, and we do see the first adept coming across the field for DisK, who's opening very standard. Going to see the Stargate go down from DisK. This is the very definition of a normal PvZ so far. You can see that nothing exceptionally odd is happening. The players have been able to do exactly what they wanted, and it's going to come down now to control, scouting, and understanding of the matchup. DisK coming in is just going to have a quick look with his probe just to see what is going on. He will see the Zergling Speed is on the way. There are no drones in gas, so that's a nice read to know that there's no all-in coming, and TLO does have his third, and as we said, he took it about the 2-minute 30 mark. TLO will be looking to try and connect creep. Death Aura a bit of a nightmare to connect creep. You have to go round the bend. But it's not too bad. I think it's 4 tumors will do so. Stargate finishing up here, and I imagine we will see Phoenix first, Oracle first, Phoenix first, nothing first, Carrier first. Phoenix first here from DisK, who is going to pick off the 2 Overlords that are in this aggressive position. Behind this, we are seeing more Adepts being produced to get a bit of control here. Shades coming in. Excuse me, guys. As I said previously, I am a little bit unwell, so this is going to be pretty relaxed. Dario trying to run away with a second Overlord, but unfortunately for him, I think this bad squiddy boy is going to be in a little bit of trouble. We do see the Phoenix into the Oracle, and after that we may see a second Oracle as well, which is very, very much sort of a stacked style. You have a Phoenix to lift up a Queen, you build a couple of Oracles, bish bash bosh, you go into a mineral line and mess everything up. Dario getting a Baneling Nest nice and early in case there was a heavy Adept follow-up here. Glaive Adepts or something like that can happen after just a couple of Stargate units. We're not seeing any tech to indicate that just yet here from DisK, but both players will be pretty happy. In terms of resources lost, 1 probe for an Overlord and a Ling. This Overlord actually managing to find a sneaky little path. Does look like he will survive a little while longer. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a long, long time. He is now scouted here by DisK. Pew, pew. Oracle moving across the map now. Robo is coming down behind this, and I imagine we'll start to see Sentry production pick up pretty soon for our Protoss player. Spores coming down for Dario at exactly the right mark, around the 4-minute 15. And he's going to start moving across the map now with some Lings. Just going to tab out every now and then and make sure everything's good. Go, go, Dario. Thank you all for being here. This is the first game of DreamHack Summer 2020 StarCraft 2 NA. And I'm really happy that I got this one. Very, very nice save there on the drones from Dario. Good reaction times. Going to force a little bit of energy out of this. Why do you speak, Grant? Fourth base going down here for Dario. The drone did go down on the flip side, on the reverse here. Just doing a little bit more with that Oracle on its way out. But now he really does need to try and find some damage. As he brings his Stargate units together, he is going to fly in now to this fourth base. He could go for a cancel here, but he's not going to. 2 queens. 3 queens actually in a very good position to defend, and it does look like the Oracles are going to head down. Very, very nice defense here from Dario. He softens up one of his Oracles a lot. Now, of course, they retain a lot of value, but Dario is looking to be a little bit creative, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking for damage. He's going to try and get the cancel here. You can see it's only Zealots and Adepts, and even with a Shield Battery, they're not so great against Bane Rings, which are now going to come running in, looking for that damage. They're going to blow up on all of these units, and now a lot of them will go down. This Zealot will stand strong for a long time, thanks to the battery, but the battery actually going to take out by Banelings, and now the base is going to be surrounded here. Dario behind this is getting lair. He is producing a lot of drones. He's going to go for this base. I don't think he's going to get it. No, he's not. Oracle's going to come back to defend here. A lot of units killed there by TLO. He kills, maybe not as much as he wanted for the amount of lings he threw away. Banelings, of course, only one of them killed, the rest blown up. It's hard to see what happened there. Just does have this observer out on the map, figuring out what's going on in here. And as we said earlier, the Sentry, the Immortal production is continuing to rock and roll. The wall is good here for DisK. And DisK playing a very solid game so far. Now, TLO's drone count is at 70, which is a very healthy number. Has he got Evo Chambers? Yes. Evo Chamber? Evo Chamber. He is getting a Roach Warren as well to go into that standard play, and we are seeing a Templar Archives coming down for Archon follow-up here from DisK, who continues to look around. He may find some damage here with these 2 Oracles, which previously really haven't done anything except kill some Lings. Now, finally, they pick up a little bit of drone damage. The shot's sinking up a little bit. That's pretty nice. If an Oracle goes down, that's not great. 6 drones, it's okay, but you really want to be keeping these Oracles alive for Revelations moving into the later game, things like that. Supply-wise, you can see both plays very even. DisK is really starting to get strong, though. He's getting all of his tech. You can see Stormers on the way. He's getting Archons. He's getting Zealot Legs. He's getting +1. He's adding on many more Gateways to put up to a total of 9. And although his army supply is a little lower now, I'd expect to see that skyrocket soon. Dario is producing Roaches, which provide a little bit of supply bloat, and they will be non-upgraded Roaches too, so they're really not that efficient as more than a front line. Hallucinate Phoenix is going to come in. They'll get blown away here by the Queens and the Spore Crawlers, but getting a lot of information in regards to the composition of the army and things like that. DisK is sitting very far back. I'd like to see a Prism or something for DisK. Get out on the map. Try and punish Dario, because you cannot let a Zerg completely freely drone up into 80, which is exactly what he's done. And now you can see Dario's getting his Spire. He's adding on Roach Speed. He's getting Banelings. He's getting more and more drones. His creep spread is starting to really, really fan out. And as he gets to the middle of this map, it's much more difficult to hold back. We can see some Zealot run-bys. This is the kind of thing I want to be seeing here from DisK. Be more aggressive. Don't let your Zerg do what he wants. DisK also adding in cannons. It's quite difficult to hold a 4th base, because you do need to add cannons to your 3rd to make sure it is safer for run-bys. You can see 2 cannons, 2 shield batteries, exactly what Hearthstone orders. We have a Zealot run-by coming down here to the south. It does look like there's a small squadron of Lings and Roaches that will be able to pick this up without too much ease. These Zealots are pretty good, though. They do have +1, and they're able to trade relatively efficiently. But now Dario is going to move out. He's got a lot of Roach Bane right now. And this army is good, but there's not a huge amount of brick wall for the Banelings. These Baneling eggs are going to be caught. That's a nice start here for DisK. He does have Storm, and that's very, very important to deal with these Banelings. Some Storms on top of all the Roaches and things. Storm on the Banelings, very nice. Now we can see lots of Ling Bane rolling in. It doesn't look like Dario. No, Dario is going to commit. The force fields are incredible here from DisK, stopping so many of his units getting in. DisK with a great job in his defense. Dario, though, making 19 more Roaches behind this. His macro has been untouched. He's getting +2 melee. He's going to catch this Stormer, and he does get that high Templar. Sorry, guys, I call them Stormers. It's a really bad habit. Banelings now in the front, seeing if they can find a position. It looks like Dario is just going to turn around and walk away, but all of these Lings will be caught by the stasis trap. And now TLO is going to have to back off. As soon as the stasis runs out, those units will go down. You can see TLO making a lot of units right now to try and continue pushing, being aggressive, or just to get out. I'm not feeling so good for all of these Lings right now, guys. Pop! None survive. Now, Dario's army is still pretty strong. 27 roaches, 4 ravagers, 17 banelings, and the main damage here is coming in from the banelings. You can see there aren't really that many lings in this composition. In fact, there are only 20. So the +1 melee, or the +2 melee, very soon to be, is mainly affecting... Ooh, that was close. The banelings and their DPS output. DisK has got such a great defensive structure here. I'm really impressed with how he's defended this space in the center and this space up here, because he's really not taking any damage. Now, behind this, TLO is getting his infestation pit. He's adding on more and more hatcheries and starting to try and explode. And DisK isn't going to be able to move out anytime soon. We see one Archon will go down and Immortal also will go down. DisK doesn't have a prison here to defend. Sure, he's winning the fight on this side, but he's quite heavily losing it on this side. And actually, this hatchery is going to start being bombarded. It will be survived. Super battery being manually targeted there onto the Nexus is very nice for DisK. DisK playing a great game, but yeah, he's just not making any of his aggressive movements work. It feels like TLO is kind of a step ahead of him in terms of aggression and always on par with him in terms of defense. And that's very nice. Five is on the way for TLO. We're seeing more and more Archons and Immortals being produced right now by our Protoss player. I wouldn't be too surprised to see TLO start banking gas soon, so we can go for a big switch into Muters or something along that. Especially if he can thin out the Archon herd. He can certainly look for that. This Oracle is seeing everything, but of course the Banelings are always a threat. Another run by finally sniping down the southwest base at around the 7 o'clock position. And the game getting a little bit open now. You can see DisK is really up there in terms of supply. Upgrades are even. This counterattack will finally be dealt with, and I expect to see this base retaken pretty shortly. Dario actually coming home right now. He really wants to deal with this drop pressure. The Hive is very close to completion, as we will see that now finish. And we should see +3 start pretty immediately, I imagine, from the German Zerg player. His creep spread is now... It's getting there. He's really close to the center of the map. We do have our Protoss starting to move out, and I think he'll be looking to push that back. How many observers are on the map? Only 1. And it's actually not with the army. Okay, so creep will be safe apart from the revelations here. Oh, this is a big chunk of units that Dario doesn't want to be getting caught right now. He's going to lose them. This base will certainly go down. It does look like TLO is going to be able to muster a good chunk of his army. Some Lings do manage to get in and force a couple of those High Templars to morph into an Archon. But really, what is Dario's army right now? A lot of Banelings are going to crash into a lot of units that Banelings don't want to be crashing into. Dario is producing a lot, but it's just not enough. And DisK takes game 1 with a great move out. There we go. Game 1 does go DisK's favour. Pretty good. Thank you all for being here, 250 of you. No audio on the D stream. Guys, I will let them know. Wait, what? Okay. So we'll be getting into our next map very soon. It's going to be Pillars of Gold. One of those maps we really haven't seen so much. Guys, obviously the caster command is wrong. It is just me. Little old Grant. I apologize for not having a webcam. For those of you who don't know, I'm very, very unwell at the moment, and I look like shit. So I'd rather not subject you to that awfulness. Great game 1 by DisK. I think TLO, his composition just could not break the defenses of DisK. DisK played very much like a Canadian Showtime. He played so defensively and so soundly that he could just never be broken, and he really didn't take any damage. And despite not doing too much damage himself, TLO threw away too much trying to get damage in. So, let's update these scores and get into our next matchup. Because in the bottom left of Pillars of Gold Ladder Edition, he is the German Zerg living in Canada, representing Team Liquid in the red. It's TLO. TLO with the most lovely family in the world. If his wife was watching, hello. And of course his young daughter, hello. Always love seeing all of her stuff. And his opponent in the top right, I don't know as much about him, but representing Root, and I hope Katz is watching because he's my boy. He is the blue Protoss player from Root. It's DisK. We do some mappy stuff with the camera. Okay, so TLO, I think this game maybe needs to try something different. His Roach Baneling didn't work. I'd like to see much heavier committal to Ravager, maybe the upgrades. Instead of throwing all those upgrades onto melee, maybe throw them onto range instead. Because his composition, the Banelings just never got what they needed, and they were never hitting the kind of targets that they needed to hit. So I'd say that upgrade, although useful, it didn't do as much as it could have. Those ranged upgrades and maybe Ravager instead, a much heavy committal to Ravagers, we would have seen a different story in that game, possibly, but it's really hard to know. I've seen a lot of GGs in chat as you guys finish the last game. Thank you all for being here. It's really kind of you. What is DisK doing? Is DisK just scouting? Is he that concerned about a proxy from TLO, or is he looking to put something down himself? I think we may see a pylon go down here, ladies and gentlemen. I think DisK is going to be Mr. Creative. Yeah, he's gonna put a second pylon here. As he hits 100 minerals, we'll see that pylon go down. And this... DisK? Make a pylon. DisK. Gonna get supply blocked. Oh, DisKy boy. Pylon. And this, I believe, is going to be the earliest possible Stargate here for DisK. Now, TLO is coming in for a scout. He will see that there's a pylon down on the low ground. It's very unlikely that TLO goes up to the high ground with this Overlord, because the Stalker may well start off immediately. Actually, TLO's going to. And that's a very important scout. You can see the Stalker will start off and be chronoed. TLO, will he make it? No, he's going to go back. He doesn't want to lose the Overlord. No, yes. Oh, he's indecisive. The Overlord is going to make it now to that high ground, but this is, as I said, the earliest possible Stargate, and this will be a proxy Oracle here from DisK, looking to get the damage done early to Dario. Now, Dario did play 6 or 7 Queens last game, played like a proper European Zerg in 2017. Snoot would be proud. Thank you for all of you guys being so kind in chat as well. I apologize, this isn't maybe the highest energy. Usually I'm the highest energy caster in the world, but it was cast, kind of relax and try and save my throat and my voice, or not have the game shown at all. And I don't want to subject you guys to not seeing some of these incredible games. Now, that Oracle is going to start off. I'm curious as to whether DisK is going to save up for 2. We do not see spores going down yet. They're going to want to go down probably in about 40 seconds if TLO suspects that nothing is up. Usually at about 4 minutes, you will build a couple of those spore crawlers. Now, lots of lings being produced once again from TLO. He hasn't made a baneling this game. He's just producing lots and lots of lings, I think, to deny the third. But if his lings were to head over to the south, the west even here, they would be able to see something. It is just going to be one Oracle going in immediately. Still no spore down. There's one Queen here. This is going to force a pull here from TLO. TLO will need to throw down spores on his natural, at his third. Pretty damn quick. But TLO's managing to get in. Oh, this is so bad here for DisK. TLO has just managed to get by through the wall. The wall was not complete, and now TLO's going to tear through workers. And sure, he may lose some of it on the other side of the map, but with the Queen coming up, this Oracle will go down, and TLO is going to be able to tear through so many of the workers here. The wall will be taken down. Oh, you hate to see it at the top level, but Dario's going to do too much damage here. DisK makes one small mistake, and unfortunately for him, 19 plus workers will go down. The Oracles will not be enough. There's nothing you can do right now to bring this back, I'm afraid. 16 workers to 36. DisK knows he's in a lot of trouble. He's not mining in his main at all. I've died to this literally every day since the beginning of time in StarCraft 2. Behind this, Dario is producing nothing but lings and drones, and he's going to get up further and further ahead. This Stalker even is going to be chased down, and it will go down here, and that means more and more drones will go down. More probes even will go down here for DisK. DisK down to 18 workers to the 42 of TLO, and I mean, there's still lings in the base. The ling's actually going to try and help break down this wall. I don't know if that was the best idea. Go for some workers here. He's denying even more mining time. Finally, Warp Gate finishes, and you can see the Adept's actually going to be cancelled there, so Warp Gate can be done. More probes going down in the main, and it's just not going to end anytime soon. You can see Dario knows he's in a good spot. He's going to break this pylon and unpower the wall once again. The lings will get in. More workers will go down. Now we're looking at a total of 24 dead workers. Finally, the repower comes in, but once again, there are lings in the base. All of these probes will go down again. And at this point, DisK is trying his best, but there's really very little you can do. Lair is on the way for TLO. He's up to 53 workers. He's getting his Roach Roaring, and that would be the killing blow if DisK does decide to try and stay and fight. Now, the Oracles did get a bit of damage, but DisK knows. GG, TLO takes a quick game 2. Just the wrong scene. We'll be getting into map 3 very shortly, guys. Semper, the Canadian Zest. I don't think I've ever cast Semper, so I can't tell you. You remember when Dario used to win games? Me too. It happened 1 minute ago. Our next series will come our next map even will come shortly. Following this next map, because it is a best of 3, we'll be getting into Silky versus Neeb. So I am just waiting for that invite. You may see an ad or two between games, guys. That is just me trying to get as many out as I can, because DreamHack are mad at me because I never run ads. I have been invited to Ice and Chrome. That will be our next map. Oh, Mouse StarCraft 2 HU. That's so kind of you, man. Thank you. You're the best. Good luck, have fun. We will be moving on to Ice and Chrome now, which will be the final remaining after all the vetoes were said and done. We are now at the countdown, getting ready to go into this final map between TLO and DisK. And in the bottom left-hand corner of Ice and Chrome Ladder Edition, he is a red Zerg. He won with a Zergling Flood in the last game. Can he take the series? It is Team Liquid's TLO. As opponent in the top right, representing Root. And if you root for Root, you're going to want this guy to win. It is the Canadian Protoss player. In the blue, it's DisK. Okay, so how creative is Dr. Dario going to get in this one? He's gone for an early pull. I maybe expected he would consider that on Ice and Chrome. It's a very wide ramp. If you do wall off, as you would expect down here on the low ground for the Protoss player. Our Protoss is opening standard once again. He'll be feeling like he made one small mistake in that last game and he needs to bring it back. It's very easy to go, I know what I did, I'll iron that out. Excuse me, and the game will be more like game 1. Guys, if you do hear me suddenly vanish or anything like that, it's because I am having to mute to be sick. I really hate to drop that on you. I'm sure it makes you feel great. We do have the fake cannon rush coming in here from DisK. He's hiding his probe, making it look like he was possibly doing something naughty, trying to force a response here from TLO, but of course TLO is just going to send his overlord to keep a good eye on things. And we're not going to be seeing any of those shenanigans, as there is a Nexus down at the other side of the map here for DisK on the low ground. Cybercore will follow up, and one final gateway in the not too distant future, probably in a minute or so, will come in to finish up wall. TLO playing Hatch Gas Pool once again. He's really not doing anything that would make you scared. We do have him really scouting here to make sure there is nothing odd going on, as we did see DisK's probe prove to be an annoyance. Don't worry, guys, this is a best of 3. There is plenty of StarCraft yet to come. I will be casting... I don't know if I'm casting DisK again today. No, or TLO. Okay, well, rip. But they will be. There are 4 streams rock and rolling right now with this content. Nexus finishing up here. Ooh, we're going to see a Glaive Adepts build here from DisK by the looks of things. TLO's Overlord is coming in. Is there a Stalker on the way yet? No. Which means that... Oh, there is. Oh, DisK, this is a mistake. He really needs to send that up to deny the scouting information. But the Overlord now has got so far in, it will see what it needs to see. And we'll see by TLO's vision right here that he now knows exactly what he's playing against. And that is Glaives. I'm very much doubt we will see a cancel here from DisK when the Overlord goes down. It would be very surprising. DisK is going to die on this hill and go and stand next to it. Yeah, with the robot going down, this is almost certainly Glaives at this point. We could see Blink started as a sort of fail-safe because he was scouted. But it's a very good map for Glaives. You can see the third and the main are in the straight line formation. They're very difficult to get between. Oh my god, no, he's doing something else. Okay, I think this was originally going to be Glaives. And I think this is a transition that DisK has made because he has been scouted. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. Do it for the TOS players? Oh, I'm really torn here because I love TLO. TLO and his family have always been very nice to me. And very good to me. A TLO at events is someone I've met many times. I've never met DisK, but I am a Protoss player. I mean, I have the Protoss logo tattooed on my head, behind my ear, so I'm torn. I'm 50-50. I always like to see a Protoss do well, and if I can learn from it, then that's great. But this Dr. Dario, I want to see Dario win the whole tournament. Now, we do have a Roach Warren coming in here from TLO. His third is down, and he is droning. Now, do we have lair coming for TLO? Yes, we do. So the lair timing for TLO is good. It's already halfway done. First DTs are not on the map yet, as the Dark Shrine hasn't finished, Grant. So this Dark Shrine will be finishing, and is there any spores? Are there any spores, to be grammatically correct? No, not yet. Okay, so TLO's really going to need to adapt to this. He's going to see that there are 3 adepts, but there are only 3 adepts. And if I'm TLO, this is probably triggering a response from me like, what? What is this? He knows there was a prism on the map, and now here come the first DTs. They have been seen, and this base is going to be taken down. The lair is not yet done. It finishes up, and we immediately see this. See the Overseer start up and a couple of Ravager cocoons as well. It looks like this base isn't going to make it though. It's going to be close. It's going to be so close. No, the base will not survive. It's not as close as I thought it would be. That is a big, big loss for TLO. Finally, a Spore is down, and these Dark Templar will go down. And it's a nice pickup, but he loses his third base, and that's so much economic. That's so much larvae production done. And now TLO knows he has to be very careful against any further damage. He may throw down a Spore in the natural, maybe even in the front of the natural. He has made one in the main as well. Real shame here for TLO. He's going to go Spire. Oh my gosh. Going to go 2-base Spire now. This is not something you see often. He does have a Roach Warren as well, and he's just going to make a couple of safety Roaches. TLO as well is making... does have quite a lot of lings and aggressive posturing on the map. He is blocking both third positions right now, and he does have an Overseer coming in to see everything. Excuse me. Oh, dear. No pneumatized carapace, meaning this Overseer, while speedy, is not quite speedy enough. It will end up being trapped a little bit. It should be able to escape though, yeah. There's not enough here in the south side to push it away. TLO's third is going to be back up and running in no time. And he doesn't have any gas bank. So the Spire is a little bit concerning right now. Because he really needs gas. He has gas on... he's not got 3 in that one. I think that's a mistake here from Dario. Yeah, he's 1 drone short on gas. And honestly, that adds up so much. That extra 30-40 gas is so good. Now this Overlord will be taken down, allowing DisK to get his third, but it is later than he would have wanted. He would have liked that around the 6-minute mark, now having to wait a little bit. See a couple of adepts, they have now been caught and will go down. May take 1 drone with him, yeah, nothing substantial here. And total drones going down is just the 1 as well. So TLO will be happy his drone count has been relatively unharassed. 4 muters, mutmuts, as they are known in the professional European scene here by Mr. Serral coming in. His mutmuts could do a lot. There is, of course, no blink. Blink on the way. Okay, there will be blink as well. Stalker count is pretty okay at 7. I don't know. I'm really liking DisK's position in this game. Upgrades are one thing that neither player really has. You can see, is it even Evo Chambers? No Evo Chamber, no forward. So we're playing upgradeless coming into the 7.5-minute mark, which is fascinating. Not something you see every day. Now, the Mutmut's going to start making their way across the map. Is TLO going to really commit? Yeah, he's getting +1. He's going to really commit to Muta Ling here and try and take control of this game. Take the game by the scruff of his neck. We do have a DT warp in, though. Down here in the south, is this going to be seen? There is an Overseer here. Yeah, the Overseer will see it. That's such a big pickup here for the Overseer, as the Prism will head over down south towards the main. It did get seen, right? He's going to change it into an Archon drop, knowing he's been scouted here. TLO, though, looking to move in at multiple angles. You can see the Mutalist going to go in. They're going to do a lot of economic damage very, very fast. A couple more, and you'd think that whole mineral line would have disappeared, and now as more join, that is going to be the case. He's also moving in at the third base as the army is pulled up to the north here. TLO moving in at multiple angles. He should get a cancel on this base. No, maybe not, actually. I don't think he'll get a cancel, but he killed 13 workers. He's going to back off here. The Mutas. Why are the Mutas sticking around so long? That was a mistake by TLO. Killing 13 workers was very nice. You can see the army, the worker supply even now in Dario's favour. But there is an Archon drop at home. This is going to be dealt with. The Prism, in fact, will go down, meaning these Archons will go down. Oh, actually, want to finish him off? Thank you. As one little glaive comes out to finish that bad boy off. Now DisK is moving out. Oh my god, DisK's army is huge. DisK is down in army supply, but I mean, the Mutalisks against this composition really don't offer a huge amount, and there's 15 of them. If they can snipe the Sentry and the Immortals early, then that would be nice. Instead, it looks like Dario's going to counter, but he really needs to defend. He's going to bring everything home. He doesn't have Banelings, so this is all going to be Ling, Roach, Muta in terms of defense. He's going to bring a Spore Crawler forward, just if a Prism comes too close, he can snipe it, and also to provide that detection. Oh my god, a big blink. Muta's going to go down so quick. Dario already throwing away a couple of units. He cannot afford to throw down. The army supply is in Dario's favour, but it's a lot of roaches that really aren't going to be that great against his composition. If he can buy time, then this is okay. Where are the reinforcements coming from? At home. That's nice. So TLO doing a good job of keeping his opponent not aggressive. Oh my god. The Mutalisk control has been a little bit spicy in this game. The TLO is still up in supply. He's going to find a couple of workers here. Maybe even stand and fight this amount of Stalkers. They are going to blink away as TLO picks up... Yep, just 4 or 5 probes. He's now going to get down to the third. There are so many units here, though. And we've already lost 11 Mutalisks here. TLO put such a heavy committal into him. You can see he got the +1 air upgrade. He's having to produce all of those Mutas he's losing again and again, which is drones he's not making. He could be up to the 80 drone mark now and producing a lot more. We do see a robotics bay coming in from DisK, which is interesting. It may just be to get prism speed or something along that lines, because the committal to mutas mean Colossi or Disruptors aren't really great against these flying bats. Dark Templar just chilling, really. Gonna see a few Lings gonna roll on by, and it's gonna see that Dario actually has taken this base in a very like 11:30 position. Oh, Dario gonna get the snipe on the upgrade. Big snipe there. Behind this, he is getting pneumatized carapace. He is getting +2 air weapons, and you can see the Mutalisks continue to fight, but he's still losing so many. 12 have gone down. Okay, less have gone down than I thought over the course of things. Couple of workers going down to the DT in the north here. It looks like this Ursadon's had enough of it. He's not happy. Lings will come and get the kill on that, though. It did a good job. What are you doing, Ursadon? Go away. You're not a drone. Muta's in the middle of the map. You should be picked off. We're now seeing one more did just fall. It's the space. We are getting to critical mass of Mutas, though, yeah. As we approach the 30 mark with +2, this becomes very hard to deal with without a lot of Archons. This base will go down, and it's frustrating for Dario to lose that. We do have some lag here. Hopefully that's just me connecting to the NA server. It doesn't look like the players are feeling it because they would pause. But I will keep an eye on it if they are lagging. If they are feeling the lag, then we'll do something about it. Oh my god, a lot of work is about to go down. A huge amount. An entire mineral line disappears in just a fraction of an eye. And TLO can now just come on home. He's up at double, just shy of double the worker count of his opponent. Sure, he lost some drones himself, but if he can deal with this push, if he can get the Banelings in, or those centrifugal hooks is not yet done, as well as a huge attack, then this could be very good. Oh, he wants it. Now, the Stalkers need to try and engage the flank on the weaker side here, because see, the Mutas are just looking around. They're waiting for their angle. Oh, that was a bad blink. Oh, Dario thought about it. A few Stalkers will go down. You can see there are enough Stalkers now where there are critical mass to instantly take down, are enough Mutas even to instantly take down a Stalker and get a lot of damage done very quickly. More and more Banelings coming in. Centrifugal hooks is getting closer. That is what TLO is waiting for, I imagine. He's trying to pick off some reinforcements too. Stalkers blinking forward to take down some Mutas is nice. But, oh, here comes the fight. Dario actually going before Baneling speed finishes. It was 5 seconds away. Maybe he should have waited for that one. But he has so many roaches, so many Ravagers. The Banelings roll in. The Mutalist count looking pretty good. DisK is down 100 supply against TLO. TLO has too much. GG, TLO takes a series.